As with most software applications that people use each day, Tessa has its own user management system. This is really a fancy word to describe how we manage your access to the system. You'll only want to see and work with information that you want to see in the system, not everything else. That becomes a distraction. You'll also want to know that your access is secure to you only. So when you receive a user account, behind this is a profile that defines what kind of dashboard you'll see when logging in. That dashboard will display information that is relevant to the work you do as an ACP, auditor, or scheme participant. That's the profile bit. To ensure security, your Tessa user account comprises a username and password. This needs to be tied to a valid and unique email address. The security feature requires one account per person accessing Tessa. There is no sharing of accounts, which leads me to the next part of our user management system. You might be working for an organisation where more than one person needs to access Tessa. So we've set up Tessa to allow one admin user account for the primary user in an organisation, and then allowed for that person to set up sub-user accounts. This enables Tessa to know who the admin user for your organisation is, but enables other individuals in your organisation to use it securely and, if needed, submit information by authorised representatives or signatories. So how does this affect you? You need to decide for your organisation who the primary user is and have a Tessa user account set up for that person. If you already have an admin account in our existing systems, you don't need to do anything. We will have moved your older account details across to work in Tessa. You'll have the same username and password, and it will reflect that you are the admin or primary user in Tessa. So what if there are more people who need to access Tessa on behalf of your organisation? The primary user needs to manually set them up in Tessa as sub-users within your organisation. But first, if you're using Tessa for the first time and don't already have a user account, how can you get one?
Hi, my name is Alfredo Careaga. Let me show you how easy it is to do in Tessa now. Do this by simply clicking on the Register Here link. This will open a Register Now form that you will have to fill in to submit your registration. Firstly, select whether you're registering as an organization or an individual. Importantly, state the primary reason for your registration. In this case, I want to apply to become an ACP. Let us know whether the key user attached to this organization will be authorized to submit or sign on behalf of the organization. If that's the case, more evidence will need to be provided, but this is not necessary to submit the registration form. Enter your details as a user, first name, last name, job title, user phone, and very importantly, a unique email address. For security reasons, Tessa needs a unique email address for each user in the system. If you enter an email address that is already being used in Tessa, you will get an error message letting you know. Continue to fill in the form by providing the account or organization information. You'll need to give a name to this organization, provide an ABN, business phone, and an email address for the organization. This can be different to the user email address. Continue to fill in the form with the physical address for your organization and postal address, if different. If they are the same, simply tick this box. To the right, you will see whether you still need to provide certain mandatory information, but when you have done so, you won't see any red labels in this section. When you have completed the form, simply click Submit, and you will get a confirmation message, and if required, an email with further instructions for you to provide any additional information that we might need to approve your registration.
You should now have a user account, whether set up by us as part of the migration or manually yourself. You are now ready to log into Tessa. Let's take a look at this next.
Firstly, enter your username, followed by your password, and click Login. Upon successful login, you will see that Tessa welcomes you back, and you will notice the name of your organization at the top. You will also see a range of options to raise different types of cases and different links to key information and functionality that we will cover later in the video.
Now that you have a user account, you can log into Tessa. Let's take a look at this next.